Hey there, this is Mike with the Drone Passport channel. Thank you very much for joining me for this video presentation. As always, I truly appreciate you taking the time to be able to join me. Yes, I have returned from parts unknown, back to the comfort of my home, and boy is it good to be back home. So I may have mentioned this before in prior videos, but I receive a lot of drone news information from a lot of different sources. And a lot of the news is not a lot of the news is interesting to me. It's more enterprise level. Some of the news does touch on consumer-based items or hobbyist-based items, and I try to focus on that. Today, there was a story that came across that caught my eye, and it left me a little confused. And I decided to dig into it a little deeper, and I thought, well, you know, if I'm confused about it, maybe my audience is confused. And here's the other thing is I may have given out some incorrect information. And if that's the case, my apologies. I did it in error, but I needed to correct myself to make sure that I am giving the right information to you all if I'm going to present this type of information. And so what I wanted to do here today is make sure that everyone is clear about the two proposals that the FCC has put forward that some people may be intertwining. And there are specific barometers around each of these proposals. So let's dive into this. And that is, first off, if you fly a SkyRover, or if you've been thinking about buying one, you've probably have seen headlines, you've seen stories that the FCC is immediately banning these drones and they're going to come take them away from you. And honestly, it's gotten to be a mess. People have completely misinterpreted what's going on here. And people are now trying to confuse the second proposal that is going on, and it really just needs to be clarified. So what I'm going to do here is try to untangle it, and I'm going to use plain English, no legalese. I'm definitely not a lawyer. So let's get to it. All right. So let's make sure that this is clear. This is the first thing that you need to know. And that is there are two separate FCC proposals floating around right now. There are two different docket numbers, two different scopes, two different timelines. And this matters. Both are still just proposals, as nothing has officially been banned just yet. The FCC is still asking for public comment on both of these items. That's it. So if anyone is telling you that your drone is illegal tomorrow, they're getting way ahead of the story. So let's talk about the military grade proposal that I'm sure many of you have heard about. I touched on this on last Saturday's Saturday flight plan. And that is, this is the one that you think of the broad issue. And this is what the FCC is targeting: military grade drone tech. And their definition is extremely wide. We're talking about LiDAR sensors that you see in the Mini 5 Pro, the Air 3S, the Avata 360, the Neo 2. We're also talking about drones that have thermal imaging, autonomous docking stations, drones that are part of swarms for display purposes, any drone that weighs over 55 pounds, and drones that are weaponized. If a drone has any one of these components, this is what this proposal is aimed at. Now, here's the part that may not have been clearly reported, and that is 180 days. If this proposal becomes a real rule, companies get a 180-day runway before they have to stop importing and marketing that equipment. Comments on this are still open and they are due by September 2nd. Keep that 100-day marker in your mind because that's when it's all going to matter. All right, let's go to docket number B. Docket number B is the one that actually names SkyRover. The official name of this is PS Docket 26-184. Instead of this being a broad tech category, this spells out 9 specific companies by name. And this identifies 2 of the makers of the SkyRover X1 and the S1. That's WaveGo Tech and SC NOAC. And I'm sure you all know their names by now. And yes, their FCC grantee code checks out in the filing. So what does this proposal state? It is a ban on importing and marketing these drones, bringing new units into the country and selling them. And here's the kicker that everyone has been getting wrong, including myself. This docket does not get the 100-day runway. Its wind down period is actually 30 days after the final ruling. So if you hear 180 days being applied to SkyRover, that is not applicable here. It's only 30 days. Here is the difference between the two in a summary format. The SkyRover docket comments must be completed by August 31st. It's not closed yet, but the comments are still open. The tech docket is still open until September 2nd. So let's talk about what does this mean about the misperception here. This is a trap that I want to talk you out of. People think when the comment deadline passes, boom, the drone is passed that day. I admit I had that information wrong. That's not how it works. When the comment window closes, the FCC has to clearly read the comment, actually read the comment, and then write a final rule. That can take months and it can change. Only after that final rule has been published does the countdown clock begin. Will it be the 30-day clock for SkyRover, or will it be the 180-day clock for items that are referred to as military grade? But comments closed does not start the clock. The clock is once the rule becomes final. So, what does this mean for us? If you have a SkyRover, or if you have a drone that has any of those components, specifically LiDAR, you're fine. Both proposals only touch importing and selling new equipment after the respective time periods. Flying a drone that you already own is perfectly legal. Mr. FCC is not going to be knocking on your door to take your drone away from you. If you're thinking about buying a new drone now, this is where that timeline is going to matter. Because if you're looking at a SkyRover, once that final rule has been placed, you've got 30 days to act. If the military grade rule passes and becomes rule, you then have 180 days. So keep this in mind. The SkyRover has the shorter time period, 30 days. And finally, if you're a company like Amazon or a shop or a distributor, you have a different story. Yes, you're still looking at that timeline, but you've got to clear your shelves by the respective 30 days for SkyRover or 180 for the components. So, in closing, there are 2 dockets, not just one. The military-grade proposal gets 180 days. The SkyRover proposal gets 30 days. Again, that is after both become rule. Right now, both of these are just proposals. And if you already own one, continue to fly. I hope this clears things up. And again, if I misstated something in one of my prior reports, my apologies. I thought it was something different, but this has helped me understand the rules a lot better. So when that deadline day comes or the public comment period comes to a close, we know it's not the complete end. So keep that in mind. Again, I hope this has been helpful to understand what's truly in place. So in closing, I want to thank you for taking the time to watch. If you are a subscriber, again, thank you. I always appreciate my subscribers. If you are not already a subscriber, I invite you to join. And I also ask you to give me a thumbs up so that we can spread the word so other people are fully aware of what's going on with these 2 proposals that are not joined together. They are separate items, and we just need to get the word out. And we also need to get the word out that people need to make comments on these proposals, or they need to make comments on the respective dockets with the FCC. So there's no confusion, easy for me to say, no confusion, and everything is laid out perfectly. All right? I appreciate you watching. Thank you. This is Mike with the Drone Passport channel. Bye for now.